the new Shaow Specter pack. Let's see here. It has some ghostrick support, mainly just one card. A whole bunch of noble knight support. A little bit of... Actually, let me just go through all of them. So anyways, there's ghostrick Ghoul, who isn't really that great. What he does is he has a normal ghostrick effect where... Wait, does he have the one where you can flip him face down? Yeah, and he can't be normal summon unless you control a ghostrick monster. But basically, he can power up one ghostrick monster to have the combined original attack of all other ghostrick monsters in the field, and then no other cards can attack except that one monster. And ghostricks don't really have high attack in the first place, but they do attack directly, so I guess it's okay for a pure ghostrick build, but nothing special. Vampire Duke, another level 5 dark vampire type monster who has the effect when he's special summoned, your opponent has to send a card from their deck to the grave. So if you have the vampire castle out, they get to destroy one of their cards. When he's normal summoned, you can target a level 1 dark vampire type monster from your graveyard and special summon it in face up defense position, which is a really good effect actually. His second effect though is when he's special summoned, you can send the card from the grave. And he cannot be used for XYZ material except for XYZ summon of an XYZ dark monster. And they have their own specific thing. His first effect is pretty good. Any card that allows you to special summon from the graveyard upon their, normal summon is decent. But since he's level 5, that kind of waters it down a little bit. So he's okay. Noble Knight Boars is actually pretty good. He pretty much has a, what's that one card? Power Tool Dragon effect, where you can select 3 cards from your deck, except they have to be 3 Noble Knight cards. And your opponent chooses one at random and you add it to your hand. And that on its own is really good. Of course, you can only use it when he has Noble Knight's card equipped to it. Otherwise, he's treated as a normal monster. But the effect he has is really good. Like milling 3 cards, because they get sent to the graveyard afterwards. And I don't really know how great they are about recovering cards from the grave, but I don't know. The ability to go +1 with this card, though, is really good. Lady the Lake, another really good card. It's for their Noble Knight cards. I can't believe I just forgot it. Cannot be used for the synchro material except for the synchro summon of a warrior type monster. If this card is used for a synchro summon, banish it. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Noble Knight normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. That first effect is great. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 5 Noble Knight monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card from the graveyard. That second effect is great. He has pretty much a level leader effect, because when all Noble Knights are equipped with a Noble Knight card, their level becomes 5. So it pretty much works on almost all of them. And his first effect, to special summon one of them from the grave, a normal type. They're all treated as normal type monsters anyway. They're like... This card treated as a normal type monster while face up on the field while equipped. Oh. Target one Noble Knight, normal monster. Yeah, they're kind of like Gemini monsters, except they're not normal type monsters in the grave. But there are some that are like pure Geminis. So I guess it would only work on the actual normal type monsters, or the ones that are Gemini. So yeah, I guess it's... I thought the first one would work on all of them. Yeah, it's not as good as I thought it was be. The second effect, though, is still really good, because it's like a level eater, plague spreader zombie, where he can special summon himself from the grave and go for a tune, and it gets removed from play afterwards. Except it's an aqua type, which is kind of weird, but I guess it fits with the Lady of the Lake. So yeah, this card's really good. This card's really good. And Sinister Yoshi, that's just a darkworld support card. Each turn, pretty much you can normal summon a level 5 fiend type monster without tributing, which is, like darkworlds. And if a level 5 or higher fiend type monster would be destroyed, exactly one, then you can send this card to the grave in its place, which isn't really... That's okay. That's not really the best, though. Archifiend Giant. This card pretty much has the effect of, if he would be destroyed, you can pay 500 life points instead. You can only use this effect once. And if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an Archifiend monster from your hand. Which is, I guess is good. It just special summon Archifiend General. But usually, this card would be great if the second effect was to special summon it from the grave, because you don't really want to go -1 from your hand, but he's okay. Noble Knight. This card has two really good effects, if I remember correctly. Pretty much he's a level 5 Noble Knight monster, so that's what Lady of the Lake was made for. There's also another level 5 warrior type monster who's has a pretty good effect that would synchronize well with Noble Knights, where I forget what his name is. It might be an X-Saber, but when I think when he's synchro summoned, you can special summon a level 4 warrior type monster from your hand, so you can swarm better with that. Since, you know, all of them are level 4 warrior type monsters before they get equipped with the card. When this card is synchro summoned, you can equip a Noble Arms equip spell card from your deck to this card. That's a great effect right there. At the end of your battle phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle and sent it to the graveyard, you can add one Noble Knight or Noble Arms card from your deck to your hand. That's another good effect. This one, pretty much you go +1 in field advantage, and then +1 in hand advantage. This card is full +1s, and any card that allows you to go pluses is a good card. Well, almost any card. There are some that are still bad, like Pokey Draco. Noble Arms Excalibur. Equip only to a Noble Knight monster. It cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. This first line of text right there makes this a good card. This is why Obelisk is such a great card, because he cannot be targeted by effects, and he's such a high attack beater. The second effect isn't really that good. It's like super specific and very situational, but the first one is really good. Second effect, you can banish this card from your grave to target a Noble Knight XYZ monster you control, and then special summon a different Noble Knight XYZ monster from your deck and attach the original one that you selected to activate this effect as its XYZ materials, and they all become XYZ materials. It allows you to like throw down a Noble Knight XYZ on top of a Noble Knight XYZ. And I had originally thought there was only one, so that means there might be more if this card affects, but the first line of text is really good, which means no D-prisons, no lances. What other... no Draco Sack explosions, no Big Eye steals. Yeah, and no Monarchs. It's not being able to target by effects is a really good effect. And I think that's it for the sneak peeks. So far, Noble Knights are getting a lot of support. All of their support cards are good. Excalibur is good. The Synchro is good. Lady of the Lake is good. Noble Knight Boris is really good. I mean, the Power Tool Dragon effect. I think Noble Knights are going to, because all of them allow you to go +1. Well, not all of them. Yeah, I think they do actually. No, this one doesn't. This one's very situational, but the first effect is good. Noble Knights are getting a lot of good support.